What's up, everybody?
The energy out of you is amazing.
I'm not hacking yet.
Yet? Yeah, you can breathe. You actually sound a lot better.
I listened to last week's episode. And I'm like, that sounds bad.
Jeez.
It's just good podcasting.
It is great podcasting. You know what? Nobody did it better than you, though. Sick podcasting.
I was probably the second best person on last week's show.
Probably.
Which makes you a winner. Last week you won. You won last week.
Dude,
Best week ever. Kevin with an A. We are here.
I guarantee you're going to win today.
At the Brew Fitness studio. Brew Fitness, MKE. They just finished a class. Everyone is swole as F around here.
Everyone's
jacked
who
up.
Who the hell are these guys in the corner?
It's fun to be here.
It's so great. I love that we get to do the podcast here. Because we always get a little like, I don't want to say barrage. We get this little like, everybody's like, oh, hi. Hey, I want to say hi to you. And I want to talk to you. And we're like, we don't know if the levels on the sound are good.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Can we make this work?
Brew Fitness here in Milwaukee. Love you.
Definitely come check it out if you're here in Milwaukee. Get yourself a free 10-day membership.
Yeah.
And try it out.
And you know what? They're expanding. They might come to a town near you anytime soon.
Yeah, they're on their second. They're on their second location.
Yeah. Who else do you want to thank?
We got all right. Before we get into the night show, let's get the official sponsor of the show, Healthy Roster. www.healthyroster.com.
Our boys and gals.
The official sponsor of the Candid Athletic Training podcast that brought you basically all this stuff, all these wires,
all this
and this stuff, and this stuff,
this thing.
And this camera,
like that thing, and hi.
Basically, everything here except for this thing is because of folks at Healthy Roster. So thank you to Dan and everyone. Check them out.
HealthyRoster.com, baby.
As you plan for next year.
Yes.
So
you know what? It's crazy, and I've never seen this before, but I have the podcast going on YouTube right next to me, and it's a little delayed, but closed caption.
Oh, you have it on closed caption?
Yeah, it's going. And
that's really fun.
It's pretty good.
Is that a setting you had it?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it before, and now all of a sudden it's doing it.
That's great.
It's so cool.
So if you're hearing impaired and listening to this podcast, you can go to YouTube and follow us at Candid Athletic Training, and you can get
your podcasting in.
Yeah. So, Kevin, tell us about your weekend.
Read a lot. It was a.
Hold on. Stop.
What?
Stop. Do that again.
What?
Yeah. Do that. Stop. Do that again. Take a look. Slower. Oh, hold on. Pause. What is that thing?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, well, it's because they're getting weighted down there.
This one's heavier.
Heavy.
It's actually a pretty big ring.
It is a big Johnson.
I didn't think I would have such a big ring. I thought it would be really, really small.
That's what she said.
And then I thought it was going to be very plain, and it ended up being fancy.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
Kevin got married this last weekend.
I did.
It was a great wedding. The weather turned out. We had a little forecast for some rain, and it turned out to be a Fox, F-A-U-X.
F-A-U-X.
Fox
not
forecast.
Fox,
yeah.
Not F-O-X. Faux.
A faux. Faux. There was even a Dave Yeager sighting.
There was a Dave Yeager sighting.
After a 4.5-hour game. So it was fun. It was good.
Seriously.
I'm happy for you. It was good. In fact, you can see here, I was a groomsman, and I got this nice little mug here. That's me. That's me. And if you're listening, if you're not on the live stream, this means nothing to you. And it says, there we go. Hi, Kento. Thank you.
The only way I really tried to get a podcast mic in your hand. I really did. But they needed to make it like very generic, the same as everybody.
Hold on, say that again. What you try to get? What?
So you're holding like a beer or maybe like an iced tea. I don't know.
Straight
in the
water,
picture,
homie.
But I was trying to instead of you holding, and I don't know,
like a root beer bottle in there.
Something, yeah. But I couldn't customize that. It could only make your face.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It could be a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. And we have a story.
We have a great story.
We have a do you want to say? You want to talk about that now?
I'll talk about that now. Yeah. So,
and I'm going to let you know. I took a picture of it.
Did you really?
Get into the story, and then we'll
So obviously at a wedding, you're the best men or best man. I had two best men, two maids of honor, and so we had a lot of speeching. But my two best men did their speech together. It's me and my buddy Ryan and Colin, and we've been friends for, I don't know, it's probably now going on 15 whatever years, 20 years actually. And no, not 20, 15. It's about 15. Yeah. I bet we were like all 21, 22, somewhere in there. Anyway, so I met Colin through my work as a valet. And my college job was a valet. By the way, one of the best college jobs ever. And long story short, I didn't really like Colin when I first met him. Now he's one of my best friends. But one of the reasons I didn't like him is that all of a sudden this guy got hired at my job, and all of the other valets and our boss, like the manager of the restaurant, was very adamant that we could not wear cargo shorts. I'm not saying that cargo shorts are bad, but they did not think that cargo shorts were professional. And so, lo and behold, my buddy Colin ends up wearing cargo shorts the first time I ever see him at the restaurant. And I'm like, who the F is this guy? And so I had this thing. I was a little, like, I didn't really like him, He was wearing cargo shorts, and it was a bad taste in my mouth. So during his best man speech, their best man speech, we're talking, and I basically they're giving the story of how we met, and then they give me the mic, and they said, why didn't you like Colin? And I said, because of his goddamn cargo shorts. He stands on a chair and ends up, Chad's having some technical difficulties.
It was just working.
He ends up taking off his pants in front of everybody, and he's got his cargo shorts on underneath his dress pants. It was one of the craziest and most unreal things I've ever seen in my life. It made me laugh hysterically. For some reason, it won't let. Maybe you can't show your own pictures, can you?
Yeah, I can do anything I want with this as long as I do this.
Interesting.
It's supposed to allow that.
Maybe it'll show up. Who knows? But yeah, it's supposed to just be your screen right now, isn't it?
Yep. Anyways, technical difficulties as always.
Oh, so it was awesome because everybody thought that we planned it. Like, hey, just when I give you the microphone, say cargo shorts or something. And I did. They literally gave me the microphone, and I was like, yeah, I effing hated his cargo shorts. And he's got them on underneath.
Stood on
and then
chair.
The rest of the night, he was in his cargo shorts.
Yeah, he was in a suit, upper, and cargo shorts.
Maybe just hold your phone up and go like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll post it or something. So,
on their Instagram,
it was hilarious, and literally one of the first things Chad comes up to me after all the speeches are done. Everybody kind of had a moment of okay, we can relax because the dances were done too and all this stuff. He goes, guess who? Did you let her know that happened?
No.
Oh, okay. He just goes, Hannah. And I was like,
I
oh my
sent a
God,
picture
cargo
of it to Hannah. Cargo shorts.
Yes, hiking shorts, guys. They're cargo pants, cargo shorts. Kento is asking me a question if I'm still hungover. That would be an affirmative for sure. I got 2 IVs this weekend. I got one Friday morning, I got one Saturday morning. And so I think that helped me tremendously from being way worse than I am. I mean, and I'm not that bad. Honestly, it's more everybody that's been married, I'm sure it's just these emotional roller coasters for me throughout the day. And so my body was just done.
If you want to see the picture of the cargo shorts, I just threw it up on our Instagram.
Nice. What is that? Candid _ATC.
_ATC on all our social medias. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. If you have a Facebook, you can find us there as well.
Yes.
So.
Oh, Yeah, no. Cargos, baby. Cargos. Colin, you made the podcast. Now you have to listen to it.
Yep. So here's a couple of the things you should know about this podcast.
Yeah, what are they?
So 2 things. One, we had our first whole shebanger. We have a whole shebanger member.
We do.
Our friend Dylan has decided he's all in on this podcast.
He is.
So he's a whole shebang.
All in.
Which means Dylan Campbell is going to plan and host with us an episode. Whatever he wants to talk about, he can come up with his own topics. He can come up with his own FMKs, fats, friend or foes. He can do none of those things and do anything he wants.
Anything he wants.
And we're going to just follow along with him. He's the host. We're just co-hosts.
Hey, if we can make the stupid shit of athletic training related that we do, I think he can do it too.
So if you're interested in doing that, check it out. Our membership packages on our website, www.candidathletictraining.com. It's going to be a fun episode. We don't know when it's going to happen. We need to coordinate, but we're looking forward to it. Also, we have been asked to join Sandra and Randy Harris from AT Corner Podcast.
Yeah.
I know Kevin Joyce is on the live stream right now. I just listened to the episode about the hockey talk, and Kevin was one of the people that were on that show. And Kevin, you did a great job, and you told some fantastic stories. I highly doubt this Kevin and I can hold up, but we are going to be on. We're going to be recording with them this week, and they're going. Well, I'm not going to say this week. So look for that episode of AT Corner Podcast featuring Kevin and myself starting June 21st, which is probably when you are listening to this episode.
Most likely.
So this episode that we're recording right now comes out June 21st. So now when you get done with this show, just head on over to AT Corner Podcast and you can listen to us again with Sandra and Randy. I am looking forward to it. I think we're just going to do some baseball talk.
Yeah? Lots of baseball talk? Coffee talk?
Well, hopefully not too much baseball talk.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Baseball's boring.
It's so boring. Why would anybody watch or work for baseball teams?
I don't know. So,
just kidding.
So just a little housekeeping there. I don't have anything else. I don't know if you do.
I do. AT Corner. Kento, so Kento, I wanted to bring this up. Kento reached out to us and asked for a top 5. Have we ever done a top 5 of walkout songs? And so I just wanted to, I looked it up. It was episode 19, I'm pretty sure, that we did. We didn't do a top 5. We just had like a, it
was our feature topic.
Feature topic of tell us what your walk-up song would be as an AT. And there was a lot of, song titles that had, health kind of care and emergency kind of stuff, things like that, and then so forth. It was really fun. So
go back in the archives. Episode 19.
You guys, we've done this is 128th episode, roughly. There's some extra ones in there. Man, that was episode 19. Mm-hmm. That's how long ago that was. That was so awesome. So thanks for asking that, Kento. But go check it out. And then, the other thing is, I was a little busy last week. A lot of you have reached out to learn more about the structural elements, the clinic that I work out of / own, to get more information about the SE Connect. So I have the link it's connected to our website, candidathletictraining.com. If you go to the Friends of the Show, right there, structural elements, it will take you directly to your 30-day free trial of the SE Connect program. You get involved in this network of healthcare professionals everywhere, from acupuncturists to chiropractors to other athletic trainers. And it's pretty phenomenal, actually. It's been really fun. I will get to all of you that have reached out to me personally and said, hey, can we sit down and discuss? There was just a lot going on in my mind last week.
What do you mean? You can't juggle a wedding and a bunch of bunch of work?
I thought I could do a podcast, wedding, buying a clinic, all these things.
To hell with it. Enjoy your wedding.
Yes, and I did, actually. The other thing, head over to the website again, Friends of the Show. master dry needling, you can get a crap ton of money off your next master dry needling class. Not only them, we all got CUs coming up. MedBridge has offered $175 off with our promo code. Head over to the website, candidathletictraining.com, friends of the show. Find all these really fun goodies that we're getting for you guys.
And a new tank top.
Yeah.
A new merchandise. In fact, I'm going to do this. I don't know if you can see my tan line from work today. We're going to switch cameras. Look at the tan line here.
Here, somewhere in there.
We don't want that going forward. We want tank top.
You need to clean your camera, man. Not with your finger.
Yeah, whatever. So you can see the tan lines. Good. They're good. So get yourself a tank top so you don't have this going on. All right.
Oh no, Nate. Nate's got softball leagues on Mondays, so we're not going to see his wonderful face or name on this thing all the time. I thought you were over this.
Just about. It's way better.
Anything else?
No.
Or should we get into
Let's do it.
Said show?
All right, sir.
I'm ready.
You pick it.
Top 5.
Top of the morning to your top 5 here. Okay, this is a fun one because we asked 100 athletic trainers if you had the ability to hypnotize your athletes by telling them to do one thing, and you only got one thing, and they would have to do it. What one thing would you want your athletes to do for you?
The one thing I would want them to do is listen. So it's very generic.
Okay.
Be on time. I want my athlete to have to write their own subjective history of an injury.
Interesting.
I want them to always speak in an accent.
That is fun.
I tried like throwing at least one fun one in there. And then actually put full effort into rehab. I didn't know how to word that like easier than that.
Yeah.
Like effort, higher effort, 100%. Give it all you got.
Well, Kevin, I'm gonna give you a
B plus.
No, you got like I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay. That's like
that's pretty good. This
like
is a tough game to get more than 2. Okay.
It is.
Right. We asked 100 athletic trainers. We had 5. This is 5th place. 5 of them said, answer honestly, tell the truth. And I think that is kind of what you were going for when you said,
listen.
Like kind of write down their own history. I think that's kind of
and
the gist of it.
I'm not gonna lie. Lying. Yes. And tell me all these things you're not telling me.
Yeah.
Why aren't you telling me this? Like I'm asking you that question and you didn't answer it.
It's why when we talk about in our fictional athletic trainers, anybody that has telepathic like mind control, like a Charles Xavier, that's what we want. We just want to know. We don't want to have to play this like guessing game with you.
Yeah.
Okay. In 4th place with 8 responses, arrive on time. You said it. In 3rd place with 11 responses, listen. You said that. In 2nd place, 13 athletic trainers said they wanted their athletes to stretch.
Stretch it.
Just go stretch.
Just go stretch.
And then in 1st place, 15 athletic trainers said rehab.
It is, I mean, honestly.
We also had 4 that said home exercises, and I didn't necessarily lump that in there in the same. It was debatable. So that whole
is debatable.
Yeah.
That's not, it's debatable.
Is home exercise, I mean, it is rehab, but I didn't know, whatever. I separated them.
Corrective exercise. They could just be corrective exercises.
Yeah.
It could just be stretching.
So I thought you did really well. In fact, I really preferred speaking in an accent.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun with this shit.
Absolutely.
Get them to do, like somebody said,
give me some fun ones.
slap themselves. Just go slap yourself.
Anytime I snap my fingers, you need to slap yourself in the face as hard as you can.
Yeah, get your shit together. How about not bother me when I'm eating? So you just hypnotize them to be like, hey, if you see me eating, you just politely go away.
Yep.
Stay off your phone. How about make heel and lace pads for me?
Ooh. See, some people are putting them to work. I like it.
How about don't get hurt? If that was all it took.
Just don't get hurt.
Whisper, don't get hurt to every athlete. And then your job is probably gone because you have no security anymore. But at least you have an easy day.
That'd be quite amazing.
Don't get hurt. If it was only that easy,
was physically we could protect ourselves from. But
somebody also said don't play club sports.
Oh.
When you're hurt.
Also, or just don't play club sports.
And lastly, somebody said obtain common sense. I don't know. I think
but you want them to use it, not just obtain it. You have to use it. Some people
I think that's asking for a lot.
I think all of it's asking for a lot.
Somebody else said win. So the game is more important, like the winning.
Oh, win.
Although it is always a much better atmosphere when you are winning, regardless of the injury situation. If you're winning, you're like, well, we still win.
Always a better situation.
So that was fun.
That was fun. That was a good one. Way to come up with that.
Rando stuff. Okay.
Where do you want to go next?
I want to do friend or foe.
Okay. Give it to me.
So, it happened for me today.
Oh, first time, huh?
First time this year.
Cool. Oh, this
Only
year.
time this year. Friend or foe, we asked on social media, working camps. Is that a friend or a foe?
Welcome to the summertime. Camps.
Yep.
I feel like as an athletic trainer, working a camp should be a friend or is a friend because they usually are long days, but we're used to that. But you usually make a little extra cash and it's not that hard. And they end up maybe you didn't want to go to it and you're like, that's right, I have that camp today or this whole week. But then you end up making a little more money and you usually actually have a little bit of fun. Because camps usually are a little more like relaxed atmosphere. At least every camp I've ever covered. So yeah. I'm gonna say friend because I feel like we are still being valued for who we are, but there's just a little less drama and stress in that job.
So yeah, on social media, we put up a poll earlier today. 53% of the people said friend. 47% said foe.
Okay.
So it's fairly close. And the poll's still open. That could change. But Hannah Chun said only a friend if you're getting paid extra.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't doing that for free. That's for sure. Unless it was like some kind of like, I don't know, charity thing or something.
Casey Sites, Shrimp Sites. She said Barca Academy in Ohio.
Yeah.
Friend. Cicadas that keep invading my tent.
Oof.
Foe.
Oof.
So
yeah, what's up with this cicada thing?
They're supposed to be bad this year. I think.
Every 17 years or something, they end up being really bad.
Yeah,
what I heard.
I think this is the year.
And then they just all die, and then they go away.
I believe so.
And it's kind of interesting because I remember when I was younger, like probably in high school, having like a really bad cicada year. And kind of being like, oh, why don't we have that every year?
Yeah. So now I'm thinking
why
about
would it be 17 years?
So I would have been 20. What am I? 43. So 26. And then when I was 9, I've had 2 cicada years.
Like 3 now.
Well, this will be the 3rd. Yeah. Tough times.
I've had two and a little bit more.
So this debate is about what's more important, the money or the time. It really, that's what it boils down to. Money is nice, but man, I guess I'll go friend. Like you said, I'll agree.
Just like I like that they're usually a little less stressful.
Yeah.
And like, yes, you're usually extra time, but I don't know. Like in your case, most of the time it's because you're a high school athletic trainer or a college setting athletic trainer and you have this off season.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, some people are on 12-year, but I mean, like personally, I'm on a 10-month contract. So
yeah,
it's the only camp. And I just do it for one of my coaches because
Yep.
I respect him and care for him. And I've done it forever and I'm not going to stop. And yeah, it's working with little kids. It's different.
Yeah, how old are the kids in this camp?
I think anywhere from, boy, oh boy, it's up until 8th grade. It's pre-high school. So I think he's got everything from
pre-high
like
school?
9, 10-year-olds all the way up to what would that be, 14? So it's different for me. It's just kind of refreshing. Like I had 2 kids that just got boo-boos.
Yeah.
Some scrapes, some wound care.
Yep.
A couple Band-Aids. That was easy money.
Easy money.
So,
and and then not only that, but if God forbid somebody actually gets hurt.
Kento. Huh. He said in Japan there are millions of cicadas over the summer every year.
Oh, yeah.
That
I believe that.
Tough.
Probably billions.
Holy cow.
Even if somebody does really get hurt at a camp, it's usually like you just call their parent and, hey, you got to go take care of this. It's not like I'm going to make sure you don't die, but
I don't know if I've ever. I'm not going to say it because it'll.
I know,
happen, but
I know.
Like
I've worked a
super
ton of
significant injuries.
Yeah,
man, I'm going to have one tomorrow. This is going to suck.
I haven't worked. I haven't worked a lot of camps.
When was the last time you worked a camp?
Yeah.
How many years ago? No, well, you did a volleyball camp last year or the year before. I thought
I do like volleyball tournaments.
Tournaments,
like not really camps, like tournaments. And those, like you get injuries all the time at those because like
tournaments. Yeah,
it's they're on their 8th game of the day. Like everybody's fatigued playing on concrete.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I guess
those are bad.
I kind of lump them together because it's per diem work, but
I will say, yeah, no, and I agree with you. Camps end up. I worked a soccer camp when I was a brand new certified. It was through the clinic I used to work at, and then we had an affiliation with a soccer club, and they would put on a camp in order to get kids to come to the club.
Yeah.
And so I would cover that. I think I covered that like 2 summers, and they were throughout the summer or something like that. And it was worth it because I made more money, but they were really long days. I remember them being extremely long days.
Well,
but it was like easy. It was just easy.
Rick Cox just said he had what 2 14-hour days of hockey. Holy cow! I mean that's longer than a normal day.
Way longer.
I suppose if it's cash on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that volleyball tournament I had that was 2 winters ago. That wasn't this past winter. COVID. I think. Pretty sure. Day 1 in warm-ups, a girl tore her ACL.
Oh, that's tough.
I felt so bad for her.
It
was the first time I had a Lockman's in a really long time. Like where I was like, oh hey, I don't think that's there.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's been a long time.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, camps, friends.
Yep.
More money, easy money.
All right, let's do an FMK.
Why, Chad? Why are we gonna do this?
Because
FMK?
of these tan lines that I got here.
You're gonna need more sunscreen when you buy that tank top.
Sunscreen. It's very important.
Yes.
Very, very important. It's becoming more important to me. So we're gonna do 3 different types of sunscreen application. A spray, a lotion, or like a gel, like a roll-on, a stick.
Stick.
What do you want to call it? Stick?
Stick's cool. Roll-on stick.
A roll-on
like
stick.
Like a deodorant stick.
All right.
Something like
that. FMK them.
This one's so easy from the standpoint of what I prefer to use. And that would be 100% I'm marrying the spray. Especially if it's a continuous spray. I will then F that cream because, sometimes you just need to get to certain spots and make sure that they're really, really taken care of.
Okay.
And then maybe your face, right? Cream is good for face. And then the roll-on, honestly, I've gotten those or have had, when I was at work, we had them just in case, they're, really accessible. You can keep it in your pocket or something and, put it on your nose again. Nobody ends up using them. So I think you should just kill them. They shouldn't exist.
They shouldn't exist?
Nah, they shouldn't exist. Let's just stick to the basics. So, there you go.
Oh, you make some compelling arguments.
You're up.
You make some compelling arguments. Boy, oh boy, I'm not much of a sunscreen user. I'm going to be honest, and I need to do a better job of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have as much experience with these as I would like.
Yeah, I see that.
Spray sucked. Spray sucked to me.
Yeah,
it's hard to. Well, one, you're getting in your mouth, in your eyes. Holding your breath.
Close your eyes.
It's stupid.
Close your mouth.
If you use the other ones, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Then then you get
sunscreen
all over your hands.
I'm killing the spray.
Never comes off fully.
Well, which is why I may marry the gel stick here, because then it's not stuck on my hands, and it's a more man. All right, this is good. The only thing you said that I really am hesitating in. The lotion gets into some of the crevices real good.
Yeah, it does.
If you need a crevice,
it just gets rubbed.
The lotion is the way to go, but
rubbed.
Then again, are you really going to get a sunburn in between your fingers or toes? In between them?
You're not.
Or maybe in your armpit? No, you don't really need to get in some of the crevices. So I, for that reason, might marry the gel stick here.
That's
because
crazy.
You can get it anywhere you need.
Crazy talk. Not the middle of your back.
You can get it anywhere you can get the lotion.
You can't get the lotion in the middle of your back either.
Exactly.
So you get the spray out. Spray it up in the air, back into it.
Also, the consistency it's going to be a little bit more consistent if you roll on. You get one layer. I'm gawking.
Abby wants to know how do you get the spray?
It's called wind. It's called wind. It's the same.
Keeps going in my mouth.
It's the same with bug spray. Nothing like chewing on some pine needles.
So it doesn't matter. What's in bug spray again? DEET.
Yeah.
Straight DEET.
Yeah.
Kill you.
So the lotion I'll F with, because who doesn't like a nice lubricant? I just think that sometimes you can get a little heavy. You maybe put a little bit too much on, and now you got a pasty white patch inside area. You really got, or you got to sit there and rub and rub and rub.
That's why you keep rubbing.
Too much rubbing. You look like a predator in public.
You might give yourself a blister.
Yeah. So I'll F with it because it probably is fun for a little bit, but if you do it too long, you got problems.
Okay.
And I'm totally just making that up on a whim because
of course you are.
Nobody uses the damn gel stick. I'm just arguing for it. That's what I got. Abby said that she wanted to marry the spray faux show, kill the lotion, F the stick or zinc. And Kevin agreed with her.
No. I effed the lotion and I killed the stick.
No. Kevin Joyce agreed with Abby.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I see that.
So you just flipped the lotion and the stick?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just speaking from experience.
If you do it wrong, you get a white ass handprint on your back, for real. Speaking from experience. Okay, how about this? With the lotion.
Asking for a friend.
When I think of suntan gone wrong on film, I just think of Police Academy.
Okay. Yeah.
When they wrote dork on the captain's chest and he fell asleep.
Yeah.
That's what I think of with the lotion. I don't know why.
I mean, well, you're in control. You're in control of that lotion.
Yeah. So
you do what you need to do.
Hey, dork.
Dork.
Again, that's a little fun one, but just your public service announcement. Do better at using sunscreen. It's important. Your skin is an important. your skin's an important organ to take care of.
Yes, it is.
As I'm finding out.
Yes, it is.
So.
The older I get now, the more I do use sunscreen.
Yeah.
And do not care if like eventually I get a tan. Like I just like if you're gonna get the tan, you're gonna get the tan. But I also that's totally from being in Biloxi for those 2 summers.
Yeah. Well,
like I caked it on because I had to.
That's good. My father just found out he's had several cancerous lesions in his skin from not wearing sunscreen. So I need to do a better job. We all need to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. So
I also think when I cake on the spray, and I use a special spray. It's that Neutrogena stuff. It really, really works.
Okay.
And it doesn't feel like tacky, slimy, on your skin oily, and stuff, but it really protects your skin too. So Neutrogena, if you want to
sponsor the podcast,
podcast here,
maybe we should.
I'll give an example. I'll demonstrate how to use it.
We can do a video on that.
Absolutely, we can. I'm on it.
Okay.
What's next?
We have our fictional athletic trainer.
So we kind of talked about it last week because
Hinted.
I let you know that you weren't going to eat any cake at my wedding.
Dang.
Because I don't like traditional cake as much as I like donuts. So our dessert for our wedding was a donuts. And I will say we ordered a lot of them, and
not enough.
I think we walked home with like 5 of them, and I only because
somebody boxed them up for you early.
Yes, like somebody was like, "Oh, they're not going to get They're not going to get a donut. We need to make sure they go home." I think every single one of them got 8.
I will be honest. When I got to the donut table, it was slim pickings.
I bet.
It was.
I bet
it was worked through. Like,
so, how many donuts do you think were there?
I didn't see the table at full capacity.
Okay,
so I don't know. I can tell you about how many little, because they all came on little trays. I bet you they were about 12 to a tray.
Maybe I didn't see
maybe
it at
15 to a tray, and there was probably 10 trays, 12 trays, maybe 180 donuts. No, there's got to be more than that. You had 190 guests.
Yeah. We did 280 donuts.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, about at least 275 of them were eaten.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy.
Because when I got there was maybe a dozen left.
So, and most people, they either pay for this like crazy fancy cake and then they cut it, or they have one nice cake.
That was that was a microaggression there towards cake. It was good.
It is. And then, or that like they'll put a bunch of sheet cakes in the back, and that's what they actually cut up and hand out. And cake is more expensive than donuts.
It's because it's good.
It's not anywhere near as good as a donut.
Oh, I disagree personally.
Okay, but now we got a fictional athletic trainer. Them.
Who's making a better? It's not what do you prefer to eat. It's who would make a better athletic trainer.
This one's gonna be tough.
Yes. Do you want to go first or second?
You can go first.
All right. I'm gonna argue. I'm just gonna start talking.
Yeah.
And I just realized what I'm gonna say for cake probably also applies to some donuts, not all donuts.
Well, yeah, they're very similar.
Most of the cake is below the surface. So it's like an athletic trainer. You don't know. The exterior is not what you're going to get. It's what's inside or underneath that's important.
Okay.
Although if you can be a frosting person, that's fine. Frosting is good.
Sure.
But you don't know until you cut into it. Now, you can say the same thing about a donut. You could get something cream-filled, jelly-filled, whatever.
Sure.
But my argument is underneath the surface is really important.
It is. Except everybody prefers the frosting.
You think so?
No.
I think when you're...
I was like, I've had cake. I'm like, there's way too much frosting on this thing.
I think as you get older...
Well, there you go. You know what?
You just like the sugar when you're a kid, and the frosting is the best part. And then there's this like age. I don't know when it is where you're like, all right, that's too much frosting. I just want a good. Like,
there is an age.
What is it?
I don't know. 26. think it's 26.
Yep, that's about right. So
you
then,
know what though?
So then,
but cake, you very often don't know what you're getting in a cake until you cut into it, or like if you were just gonna stick your face and dive your mouth onto it. With a donut, you generally know what you're getting, and I think as an athletic trainer, you should be very upfront with your athletes about this is what I expect out of you. This is who I am. This is how I like to handle these situations. This is how I like to, take care of my athletes. Versus one day your athlete comes in and you have a lot of sugary frosting on you, and then the next day it's like, wow, you have none. It is not our job to be moody and either sweet or, I don't know, can a cake be anything but sweet? Savory?
Like a bundt cake?
I don't know, tart. There's donuts you pretty much know. I know that vanilla Long John, best donut ever.
We talked about that once.
Yeah, we
before.
did. I forgot about that.
And you said that there was no Long Johns because outside a lot of people, of Wisconsin.
Yeah, because a lot of people would be like, "What the heck is it, Long John?" Yeah. But you guys all proved me wrong that they are in other places. I think the donut is the more upfront athletic trainer. Instead of having this deep inner.
Okay.
Like,
how about presentation wise? I think the cake might have a little more presentation to it, like a little bit more pizzazz.
Yeah. I mean, are we supposed to be the pizzazz? Are athletic trainers, or do we just want to be pizzazz? It doesn't
hurt. I don't know if it hurts.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Like, everybody look at me.
No. All right, so Kento says donuts are more handy, that they can be carried everywhere. Cake needs to be on the table.
Oh, my God. I was just going to say that.
Abby says donuts are too much extra on the outside. When things heat up, that stuff is nasty and gets everywhere. Ooh. Can you work with dripping glaze everywhere?
You need utensils to eat cake.
She does ask, is this a cake with a crap ton of frosting, or is it just cake without the frosting? That's a good point, Kevin. You just said you don't necessarily need, but it's preferred to have utensils. So you need a little bit of. Okay, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
When you need more.
Yeah.
You can make a cake as big or as little as you need it. A slice.
That's fair.
A donut is a donut in size. You can have more donuts, but you cannot make more donut.
You can't just say, I want a donut. I want a slightly bigger Long John today.
Yeah. Well, you can say it.
Yeah, you can.
Now, if I need a supersized piece of cake, that can happen. I don't know what that means.
Did I ever tell you the donut story with Roger, like years ago, and in his fanny pack?
Somebody put a donut in Roger's fanny pack? Really? Yeah. No, I've never. It's a great story. Do this.
I don't know like all the details. It was before I ever worked with the Brewers, but Roger, he was the head athletic trainer of the Milwaukee Brewers. Now he's the medical director, and there was one athlete player that would always mess with him, I think, and something happened. Like, I think he always like made fun of this fanny pack that what people used to wear and some people now wear again. And it was a really big fanny pack. And I think they were playing a game. Like, he would get them one day and then they would retaliate. And one day Roger walks out to the mound because one of the pitchers is, shaking their arm or something. And it was probably, my guess, something like maybe had a blister. And maybe like there was something he could actually do on field that he needed to go into his fanny pack. And he opens his fanny pack, and there's a donut.
Okay.
Sitting in. Now, what I think happened, I think that player, they were in on it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. That person had to have set him up.
That's what it was.
So that he knew he was going to.
I'm almost positive that's what it was. Yep. Like, dude, like, I just really need you to like pop this little blister right here. Like, can you just pop it? I'll be fine. Just come on, do it. And they open his fanny pack, and there was a freaking donut in there. Grown men, professional sports, playing games.
I don't know how I never heard this story before. It's actually one of the most iconic things I've ever heard, I think. That's a legit fun story.
One day, if you ever get to ask Roger about it, it's hilarious. And of course he can tell the story so much better because he was there. But it totally reminded me of that.
Yeah. Okay, so cake falls over. That's a drawback. It could tip over. It could crumble. I think donuts are a little bit safer.
Donuts tend to not. They don't tend to fall apart. That's why you can use them as a handheld device.
Abby, 4-2 is not a spanking, first off. She just wanted to let you know the Brewers are getting spanked 4-2 by her Reds.
Ooh. With all those cicadas?
Yes. But good for the Reds. Good for the Reds.
Good for them.
I haven't watched a Brewer game all year.
I've watched a couple. I mean, not from beginning to end.
I told Dave that. I've watched 20 minutes, and it happened to be
when he was passed
his
out.
Incident, yeah. So you're saying, I'm assuming you're saying a donut makes a better athletic trainer?
Yes. In more ways than one.
Like a donut hole?
No, I'm thinking like a traditional donut or like a...
Donuts are a more diverse athletic trainer. Size, shape. Cake is usually just cake.
Yeah. Yes. How do you spell donuts?
Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. I want to put that up on social media. Donuts.
Do you spell it dough or D-O-N-U-T?
I'm gonna go D-O-N. I'm gonna do donuts.
Donuts.
D-O-N-U-T-S. Donuts. Do you put the G-H in there? Like dough?
No.
Sour donuts.
D-O-N-U-T.
Sour donuts.
And this is what I'd say. I don't think I'm right. I'm just lazy. Why would, if there's actually acceptable shorthand of that, like I'm totally going to write it that way. And I'm assuming it's because I bet D-O-N-U-T is actually like a brand at one point or something.
I am putting it up.
There used to be a place, maybe they're still around up here in Milwaukee, called Honey Dip Donuts or something.
Honey Dip, yes.
And they were always D-O-N-U-T-S. And that's probably why it stuck in my head.
Yeah. I just put it up on Twitter. We're going to get...
I bet Dunkin' was that too before they took donuts off.
Dunkin'? Yeah, it was.
Do you know that? Like they removed donut from their name?
Yeah, because they do so much coffee now.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. This was Dunkin' Donuts.
Do you have a favorite donut place?
No. I mean, I know our friends Tim and Kira love Tim Hortons.
Yeah. That's because they're
I don't really. I mean, I guess I grew up with Dunkin' Donuts, so
sure.
I would go there. I mean, Quick Trip has some good donuts.
They do, actually.
I thought you were asking me.
Krispy Kreme?
I've had it a couple times. I mean, I think a good Krispy Kreme is good, like when it's soft and whatever. But if it's old, it's just an average thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking me what my favorite type is.
What's your favorite type?
I know yours is the Long John.
Vanilla.
I kind of just like a standard marble.
A standard marble.
Just white and black frosted on the top. Gotcha. Yeah. Like a cake. It's just a regular cake donut with white, black frosting.
Yeah.
Marble.
I've really...
Crawlers. I kind of like crawlers, too.
Crawlers are good. So there's...
Crawlers, C-R-U-E... C-R-U-E-L-L-E-R.
It looks like cruller.
Yeah, cruller.
Yeah.
It's like Mueller.
Yeah. Mueller.
Cruller.
There's something called a cronut, and it's a croissant donut.
I'm out on that.
Oh, it is so good. You don't like croissants?
They're okay.
Dude, well, if you don't like that, then you wouldn't like this donut, but they are so good. So if you ever come across a croissant, a glazed croissant, basically is what it is.
All right, Kevin Joyce just added in here. Cake wins. It's the most versatile. Have you ever seen Cake Boss? It can do anything.
Yeah,
is there a donut?
And the most high maintenance thing of all time on Cake Boss.
That's fine. That's fine. You get what you pay for.
Okay.
Is there a donut show out there?
Oh, I don't know.
Donut Boss?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they do donuts and
Donut TV.
Yeah, I'm sure on like some of those dessert shows.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going cake. I'm just gonna stay with my. I'm gonna stay with my glands.
I bet there are some people that consider donuts to be cake. They call it a cake donut sometimes.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Very good. Anything? So you're saying? So Abby said. I think Abby said. Kento said donuts. Abby said cake. Kevin said cake.
I think it's 50-50
Oh, Abby
out
is
there.
agreeing with. Oh, yep. Abby is agreeing with Kevin Joyce. So
yeah, nobody agrees with me.
Well, we'll see what the rest of the people say.
Okay.
Very good, fun stuff. Ready for our feature topic?
I'm ready.
All right, Kevin. Why don't you let them know who's?
Why don't you check that out? Open that up. I don't know, like push some buttons over there if you want. While I'm giving you this. All right. So, our friends at Howie's went ahead and came out with a new product, people. The Howie's Pro Cover. This tape features a wide band area of adhesive. Also has a nice adhesive dressing cover, a flexible and breathable mesh material for movement with the body, and it is the perfect product for quick wound dressing and protection for your athletes or patients. They have this Pro Cover available in two sizes, the 2-inch, which I think is what this is. Yep, that's the 2-inch, and the 4-inch. And it comes in their newly designed Howie's Pro Cover packaging. This tape is perfect for injuries like turf burn and dressing wounds. Go ahead, give the Howie's reps a call and ask about the Howie's Pro Cover. As always, you know what? We love Howie's. Okay? They are coming out with some crazy, crazy cool products. Now,
this coverall, like this coverall style, whatever. What did they say the name of this? What are
Pro
they calling
Cover.
this?
They're just calling it Pro Cover.
All right, so coverall.
So it's white. It's white dressing that you can use to it's super adhesive. It's flexible and breathable, like that other stuff. And we've all seen it on the elbows for protecting against turf burns and things like that. Now, it's also unbelievable when you need to just address a wound quickly and
cover some gauze,
hold something on.
That's
right?
what I use it for,
all the time.
A Band-Aid, a gauze, something you think's gonna fall off right
all
over
the time. And I loved it. I used it all the time. Now, what I would say though is the other stuff's expensive. I honestly don't know how much this is. I don't know how much it costs, but I could promise you that Howie's is trying to be as competitive as possible, right? I mean, they're making great. Oh, and they even got dotted lines so that you can make them even. And
yep, and so it folds right here.
Yeah.
And they got a little tape on here, but because this was the end of the.
It's awesome, and I mean,
so right here you can just peel it back. There you go. Super easy to use.
Yeah. So Howie's, official sponsor of today's feature topic. What do you want to talk about?
This is a good roll of tape here.
It is a great roll of tape. I like it.
Might take this to camp tomorrow.
You should. You should cover some owies with that. And then you'll be all friendly at your camp.
Here we go. Abby just said she got a sample of this recently, and she's trying it out on her son's leg tomorrow to cover his weeping strawberry from sliding into home plate.
Yep.
Was he safe?
And that's so. Yeah. Was he safe? We used to have these large bandages that basically had that soft, flexible, breathable adhesive with a gauze pad underneath it. And they used to cost an arm and a leg. And so when I was in the minor leagues and I had to save some money, I literally would just put it was a Tefla pad. Do you know what that is?
Yep.
And then I would just cover it with that. I would cover it with some Pro Cover, some Howie's Pro Cover, it would work better, I thought, because one, I could customize it instead of it just being a prepackaged rectangle. I loved it. Sometimes it would even like make sure that it was cut a different way. It was great.
She said he was out at the
plate.
plate.
Oh, poor guy. Well, so it's a feature topic brought to you by Howie's Athletic Tape. Give him a call. Let him know. Let him know we sent you. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about it too.
Yeah, this is your baby. Give it to us. What?
It's not my baby. It's just
what versus why.
I feel like it's been coming up a lot at my clinic. It's been coming up a lot. Like when I've been seeing people posting things about like injuries, and so it just was what versus why. And so a lot of people around me have been very concerned about what they have going on. And then they characterize everything about themselves and about how they function in life as what they have and not why they have it. So in my clinic, I do get a lot of, it's slightly older, meaning, you know, a lot of like 40s, 50s-year-old people. And what happens then? You start...
I'm offended.
Yes. You start having like back pain. You start like, I mean, because we've been either not very mobile our entire lives or we've been really mobile. And I mean, I just see a lot of back pain. And so people constantly say to me, they call themselves like sciatica, like, and everything is sciatica, everything's sciatica, everything's sciatica. And I'm like that's like what it is, but why do you have the sciatica?
Yeah.
Like, and we way too often read what is sciatica, how do you treat sciatica, and it'll give you all the classic, oh, make sure your glute med is fully stretched or blah, blah, blah. And it's, you're treating something based on what it is and not why it is.
Again, this kind of goes back to the medicine is starting to get backwards.
Sorry, but 40s is older. I'm going to be there too.
Yeah.
And that's what I see.
So, yeah, things are starting to get backwards. You know, we are teaching origin, insertion, actions, and not movements. And like you said, all these overuse things happen because it's not the load that breaks us, it's how you carry it. It's how you move. It's you start to break down when you don't do things efficiently.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out where the inefficiencies are in our movement patterns so that we can fix those so that the thing that hurts can go away.
I'm sick of like hearing, well, my shoulder hurts because of my bicep tendonitis.
Correct.
You have bicep tendonitis because your shoulder doesn't move properly, or because of something else too. Like it's not strong enough, or it's like you don't have enough mobility, or you are very inefficient when you are, I don't know, raking the leaves or something. Like I want to just emphasize having that conversation with your patients, your athletes, of why you have something going on is a very important conversation to just keep putting out there so that we get less frustrated that, like, you know, I'm doing all the, like, the right treatments for sciatica and it's not working. Well, that's because you're not changing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not addressing the cause,
so
the why.
I think the what is bothering you has got a shelf life on it.
Yeah.
You can do that for X amount of weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the middle of a college baseball season, which is 3 months long, and we're halfway through, and a guy says, look, I got this going on. Can I fix it in 6 weeks? Potentially.
Maybe.
I'll be like, hey, all right, we're going to just treat this for 6 weeks. And then when the season's over, here's what we got to do to really fix it. But we're going to just get through. We're not going to back down. We're not going to, there's a time and a place for the, hey, here's what's going on. We're going to treat what.
Yes.
But the rest of the year, or in a situation where you have patients and not athletes who have, you know, a limited time schedule, you got to do the right thing and treat the whole person and holistic and say, hey, you got a whole long productive life that we got to figure out. So let's do this. And if that makes sense.
I agree with you. And sometimes the magic potion is let me treat the what while addressing the why. If you can go into your day with your what do you got? What are you pointing
Kelly Loudon just jumped on for the first time. And go ahead and read if you sorry, I know I cut you off, but it just surprised me. Kelly's new here. Kelly's new to the live stream.
Yeah.
But she just said she's an AT student and today was her first day of class and they actually talked about what versus why. So sorry.
No, you're good.
And welcome, Kelly.
Welcome, Kelly. I think going into your day with like, I'm going to treat why, but I'm going to take care of, I'm going to treat the what, but I'm going to take care of the why. You're going to be a kick-ass freaking athletic trainer, because not only are you giving somebody a little bit of just this, like, okay, yeah, like I know this is where it hurts. And so I'm going to touch you there, but I'm going to make sure that everything else is really taken care of.
Yeah.
And I got it. Like Abby, like I can't tell you how many people come in and are like, oh yeah. Like, I mean, my dad always had bad knees, so I knew I was going to have bad knees when I got older. I'm like, okay, there are certain things that are genetic. Some of it is like body structure, right? If your dad was, 6'6" and 300 pounds, like chances are you're going to be a big dude, right? And we all know that if you're just big, like that's a lot of weight on the joints. And so maybe you're going to have to pay attention to how you're moving and being more efficient. Not that you're automatically going to have back pain because your parents had back pain, right? You're automatically going to have pain, even like arthritis, certain things like that have been proven to be like there's a genetic correlation, but it's not proven that if your parents had it, you're going to have it.
I think
like red hair.
Instead of saying I inherited a bad knee, you should be like, no, I really think you inherited some bad hip hinging.
Yeah.
You inherited some bad squat technique.
And then you learn how to move probably from your parents, right?
And I think one of the things I've thought for a while, and not to crap on another profession, but I'm gonna because I think it affects us. I think we have done a really bad job in, man, I'm really gonna blow. I hate to really shit on another profession, but I think middle school and high school gym,
sure,
it has gotten away from good, like quality movement. Like I don't even know what they're doing in
some places don't even have it
in younger gym classes where you're supposed to learn how to. I mean, it's an important class. It should be an important class,
extremely important class, I think.
And we get caught up in just doing games, and we lose. Somewhere between being a baby and being an adult, we start to move really poorly, and I think it needs to be looked at more closely in gym classes. That's what I'll say.
Absolutely, and there needs to be more emphasis on like
not to blame them.
Like you should still be able to get into this perfect squat when you're 6 years old, and like already, like little kids are compensating over and over and over again, and that leads to health problems when you're 28, 30, 40, when you're old.
So we need athletic trainers in youth sports now. Realistically. That should be the next wave is like, you know what, if we're going to be injury prevention specialists, in addition to then put us with the young kids so we can prevent them from having injuries when they get older.
I think there also might be, in some schools probably do this. I'm sure there's some very innovative world like schools and programs and districts and stuff. But like, what if there was another avenue for athletic trainers to make more money and maybe have like a little better schedule, right? A little more home time with your family, and the athletic trainer is more like a Phy Ed teacher. But instead of doing in softball, or instead of doing some sort of game, or instead of like whatever it's a movement class. It should be. It's going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
It would be. I think that's where, and I think we would, hopefully prevent some of these issues that were happening now that we're seeing.
And then you have, like, say you have a class that's a movement class, but then you show how, like Abby was just talking about, her school has a dodgeball tournament that's badass. Like, you show then play and movement holds what we can focus on, right? Like getting into a better squat, walking or running or lunging and things like that in more efficient manners will lead to you being a better badass dodgeballer.
And so
dive, dodge, duck, and dodge.
So good. And part of that is taking something similar to an FMS certification, something along that line, some sort of pre-screening injury or like movement evaluation platform, and applying it across all people.
Well, so yes, Dave, if he's listening to this, remember this. I had a really hard time. I love the FMS. I really do.
I've taken it.
I think it's very ingenious. I've actually used it for many different purposes, but I had a hard time that somebody was just telling me what. Nothing was why. Nothing about the FMS is a why. It's up to you to create the why. Like it really is. Well, they help you with that too.
It's a snapshot of where you are at a present moment. It's not how you got there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was always, and I remember really struggling of like, okay, this means it's a 2. This means it's a 1. And being like, yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't. You doing an overhead squat does not, and you're a 2, doesn't tell me that you actually have bad ankles. It's a guideline there, and it's like, well, maybe we need to check out their ankles. But what if the reason they have bad ankle dorsiflexion is because they have no core control? And now that's what they did when they created the FMS, was like, let's reverse engineer that. Let's give somebody how to find the picture so that they can start asking why. But not enough people ask why.
Yeah.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a bad kinetic chain.
Where is that?
Kevin Joyce. Maybe it didn't pop up on your set.
Oh, there it is. That's awesome. Let's add that to the broadcast. So yeah. Yes, so again, it's probably the easiest chicken and egg. There is no egg. Yeah. It's just the chicken. It's just learn to move and watch movement, and hopefully we can prevent some of these things. And I think the bigger issue is that, or I shouldn't say the bigger issue, one of the issues is that the athletes in the traditional setting are assuming that our role is to just do the what.
Yeah.
When we need to be pushing the why.
Yeah.
And get them away from worrying about the what.
Yes.
We need to get them worrying about the why and not focusing on the what we can do to help the what.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Again, goes back to the whole build your own treatment. Like, are we just taking orders? We shouldn't be taking orders from athletes. It's like, no, this is what's going on. This is what you need to do. You're going to have to put a little time and effort into doing some things. Otherwise, you're just like a machine or a car that's going to break down after X amount of thousands of miles.
True.
So
cool.
It's an interesting, fun talk. And I think it's probably something that we as a profession need to do a better job of pushing / advocating for.
What we need to do is we need to be the best at why.
Correct.
Like, make yourself really good at why, not what.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more.
What you got?
I got nothing.
All right, let's close this shop up, huh?
Yes, sir. So, thank you to Howie's for featuring.
Thanks, Howie's.
For sponsoring that feature topic. We appreciate the folks at Howie's. Again, check them out at Howie's Hockey Tape, I believe.
Howie's Athletic Tape.
Howie's Athletic Tape. Thank you.
Pretty sure.
Again, thank you to our friends at Healthy Roster, the official sponsor of the show at www.healthyroster.com. That is also fun. If you're listening to this not on the live stream, it means it's June 21st, Monday at the earliest. If you're hearing this, you can go check us out also this week on the AT Corner podcast with Sandra and Randy Harris.
Yep.
So check them out on any podcast app that you may have. We are looking forward to unofficially meeting them and joining them for one of their shows. So
can't wait.
Get yourself a membership, get yourself a whole shebang. You can plan a show, an episode. Getting yourself a membership also gets you discounts all across these products and these companies that we are working with. You can find out more on our website.
CandidAthleticTraining.com.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to mention, Kevin, before we let them go?
No, just check out the website. All those goodies are there.
Go Bucks, go.
Go Bucks, go. Bye.
Knowledge is king.